My phone buzzed at 11:47 p.m. Bank alert. Large withdrawal detected, $240,000. Account balance, $127.18. I stared at the screen. Our divorce hearing was in 9 hours. My husband Marcus had just drained our entire joint account the night before we went to court. I walked downstairs. He was in the kitchen, drinking scotch, looking at his phone. "Did you really just take $240,000 out of our joint account?" He didn't even look up. "It's my money. I earned it. Good luck proving otherwise in court tomorrow." I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I took a screenshot of the bank alert, went back upstairs, and sent one email to my attorney. Subject line: he just made a massive mistake. My husband thought he'd won. He had no idea that every transaction in our account for the past 6 months had been automatically forwarded to my attorney's office. And the judge was about to see all of it. I didn't panic when I saw that empty account. I'd been preparing for something like this for months. They thought I was just a stay-at-home mom who didn't understand money. They were about to learn I'm a former CPA who left my career to raise our kids and who knows exactly how to trace financial fraud. My name is Amanda Torres. I'm 36 years old. I live in Phoenix, Arizona. I was married for 11 years, raised 2 kids, and watched my husband drain our savings to fund a life with his 26-year-old girlfriend. For 6 months, I documented everything. Every withdrawal. Every transfer. Every lie. And when he made his final move the night before court, he handed the judge exactly what I needed. Hit subscribe to Calm Verdict Stories right now. Drop your city in the comments. If you've ever been financially abused by a spouse who underestimated you, this story is for you. Because sometimes the best response to theft is a spreadsheet the judge can't ignore. I met Marcus Torres in 2012. He was a medical device sales rep. I was a CPA at a mid-sized accounting firm in Phoenix. We got married in June 2013. I made $68,000 a year. He made $85,000 plus commission. We were comfortable. Our daughter Olivia was born in 2015. Our son James in 2017. I went back to work after Olivia, but childcare was expensive and Marcus traveled constantly. We made the decision together. I'd stay home until the kids were in school. "It makes financial sense," Marcus said. "Your salary would barely cover childcare anyway. We'll be fine on mine." So I left my career, became a full-time mom, managed our household, our budget, our kids' schedules, our entire domestic life. Marcus's career took off. By 2020, he was making $180,000 a year. Regional sales manager. Company car. Company car. Expense account. We bought a bigger house in Scottsdale in 2021. $680,000. I managed the mortgage, the bills, the savings. I still handled all our finances. I was the one with the accounting degree. Our joint account was where everything went. His paychecks, my occasional freelance bookkeeping work, our savings. We'd built it to $240,000 by 2023. Down payment money for our kids' college, emergency fund, retirement cushion. I thought we were partners. I was wrong. March 2023. I noticed Marcus was working late. A lot. 3-4 nights a week. Big sales push, he'd say. Trying to hit quarterly targets. I believed him. I always believed him. April 2023. I was doing our taxes. I always did our taxes. Found a credit card I didn't recognize. Chase Safi. Opened February 2023. Balance, $18,000. Charges, hotels, restaurants, jewelry. Victoria's Secret. When I asked Marcus about it, he barely looked up from his phone. "It's a business card. Client entertainment. Don't worry about it." But I was a CPA. I knew what business expenses looked like. This wasn't business. I opened a separate email account, started forwarding our bank statements there, started taking screenshots. May 15th, 2023. I found her Instagram, tagged in a photo at a restaurant I recognized from the credit card statement. Best dinner with my favorite person. Her name was Kayla Morrison, 26 years old. Marketing coordinator at Marcus's company. I didn't confront him. I called an attorney. May 18th, 2023. I met with Rebecca Huang, a family law attorney specializing in high-asset divorces. I brought printed bank statements, credit card statements, screenshots, a timeline. Rebecca reviewed everything. Amanda? You've documented this beautifully. This is more organized than most of my clients who are professional accountants. I am a professional accountant, I said. I just haven't worked in 6 years. Well, you haven't lost the skills. Here's what we're going to do. Rebecca explained Arizona's community property laws. Everything acquired during marriage is split 50-50ths. But if Marcus was hiding assets, committing fraud, or dissipating marital funds, the judge could award me more. We need to catch him moving money, Rebecca said. Can you set up alerts on your joint account? Already done. Every transaction over $1,000 sends me an email. Good. Now, here's the key. Don't let him know you know. Keep acting normal. Let him think you're oblivious. The more comfortable he gets, the more mistakes he'll make. June 2023. I told Marcus I wanted a divorce. He seemed relieved. Finally, I've been thinking the same thing. Let's keep this amicable. For the kids? Amicable. Sure. July through September 2023. We lived in the same house, separate bedrooms, while divorce proceedings moved forward. I monitored our joint account. Watched him carefully. July 12th, transferred to unknown account, $15,000 August 3rd, ATM withdrawal, $9,000, cash. August 24th, transfer 2K. Morrison, $12,000 September 8th, wire, transfer, $25,000. I documented everything. Sent it all to Rebecca. He's moving money, Rebecca said. He's trying to hide assets before the divorce finalizes. Keep tracking. September 15th, 2023. Court date set, October 23rd, 2023. Final divorce hearing with asset division. The month before court 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock, October 2023. Marcus got sloppy. October 3rd, transfer to offshore account, $40,000, October 10th, purchase of Bitcoin, $30,000, October 15th, cash withdrawal. $15,000, Rebecca filed a motion. Your Honor, opposing party is dissipating marital assets in anticipation of divorce. We request an immediate freeze on all accounts and a full financial disclosure. Marcus's attorney responded, my client is simply managing his business expenses and personal affairs. No fraud is occurring. The judge didn't freeze the accounts. Not enough evidence yet, he said, but he ordered both parties to maintain the status quo on major assets. No large transfers or withdrawals until the hearing, Judge Richardson stated in his order dated October 16, 2023. Marcus's attorney assured the court his client would comply. October 22, 2023. The night before our hearing, I was packing the kids' lunches for school. My phone was on the counter. 11:47 p.m. Bank alert. Withdrawal processed. $240,000 current balance. $127.18. I opened the banking app. 1. Transaction. October 22, 2023, 11:43 p.m. Transfer to M. Torres personal account ending in 7,739 amount, $240,000. He'd taken everything. The entire joint account. 4 minutes before midnight, the night before we went to court. I walked downstairs. Found him in the kitchen. Did you really just take $240,000 out of our joint account? He looked at me with actual contempt. It's my money. I earned every penny while you sat at home. Good luck proving otherwise in court tomorrow. By the time your lawyer files an emergency motion, the money will be long gone. Where did you send it? He smiled. Somewhere your lawyer will never find it. I took a screenshot of his face. Started recording audio on my phone. So you violated the judge's order. The judge said no large withdrawals. I didn't withdraw. I transferred. To my personal account. Perfectly legal. I stopped recording, went upstairs, forwarded everything to Rebecca. Her response came at 12:03 a.m. This is the mistake we've been waiting for. See you at 9 a.m. October 23, 2023, 9 a.m. Maricopa County Family Court. Judge Richardson presided. Marcus and his attorney, David Wells, sat on one side. Rebecca and I sat on the other. Rebecca stood. Jutopik, Your Honor. Before we begin asset division proceedings, I need to bring an urgent matter to the court's attention. She handed the judge a folder, handed opposing counsel a copy. At 11:43 p.m. last night, less than 12 hours ago, Mr. Torres transferred $240,000 from the marital joint account to a personal account in his sole name. This was done in direct violation of Your Honor's order, dated October 16th, prohibiting large asset transfers. David Wells stood immediately. Your Honor, my client maintains that was his personal earning. Judge Richardson held up his hand. Counsel, I'll hear from you in a moment. Miss Wang, do you have documentation? Rebecca pulled out bank statements, transaction records, screenshots timestamped 11:47 p.m. Additionally, Your Honor, we have documentation of $146,000 in transfers and withdrawals Mr. Torres has made over the past 6 months. All from marital funds, all without disclosure to my client. She laid out 6 months of statements. Every transaction highlighted. Every transfer documented. Judge Richardson reviewed the documents, his expression darkened. Mr. Wells, would your client like to explain the transfer that occurred at 11:43 p.m. last night? Marcus stood. Your Honor, that's money I earned. I have the right to manage my own income. That was a joint account, the judge interrupted. Marital funds. And I specifically ordered both parties to maintain status quo on assets. Did you, or did you not receive that order? I did, but did you or did you not transfer $240,000 last night? Marcus hesitated. I moved my earnings to protect them from an unfair division, so you violated my order. The judge's voice was ice. Silence. Judge Richardson looked at Rebecca. Ms. Wang, do you have the current location of these funds? We're working to trace them. Your Honor, Mr. Torres indicated to my client last night that the money was moved somewhere we'd never find it. We have that statement recorded. Rebecca played the audio. Marcus's voice, clear and arrogant. Somewhere your lawyer will never find it. Judge Richardson's jaw tightened. Mr. Torres, stand up. Marcus stood. You have violated a direct court order. You have attempted to hide marital assets. You have demonstrated contempt for this court and for the legal process. I'm going to make this very simple. The judge picked up his pen. I'm ordering the immediate freeze of all accounts in your name. All of them. Personal, business, investment, cryptocurrency, everything. As of this moment, you have zero access to any funds until you return every penny of that $240,000 to the joint account. Your Honor, I'm not finished. I'm also ordering a full forensic accounting audit of all your finances for the past 3 years. You will pay for that audit. And Mr. Torres, I'm finding you in contempt of court. You'll surrender your passport to the bailiff before you leave this courtroom. Marcus's face went white. Now, regarding asset division, normally in Arizona, we split marital assets 50-50ths. But when one party engages in fraud, dissipation of assets, and contempt of court, I have discretion to award a greater share to the innocent party. Judge Richardson looked at me. Mrs. Torres, you documented everything. You brought clear evidence. You followed the rules while your husband violated mine. I'm awarding you 75% of all marital assets, including the $240,000 that was transferred last night, the house, retirement accounts, and any hidden assets the forensic audit discovers. Rebecca squeezed my hand under the table. Additionally, Mr. Torres will pay Mrs. Torres's attorney fees. All of them, and he'll pay $4,500 per month in child support for your 2 children, plus spousal support of $3,200 per month for 6 years the amount of time Mrs. Torres sacrificed her career to raise your children. The judge signed the order. Bailiff, please collect Mr. Torres's passport. Mr. Torres, you have 48 hours to return that $240,000. If you don't, I'll issue a warrant for your arrest. We're adjourned. October 25, 2023. The $240,000 was back in the joint account. Marcus had hidden it in a cryptocurrency account. The forensic auditor found it in 3 hours. November 2023. The audit uncovered an additional $87,000 Marcus had hidden in offshore accounts and Bitcoin. December 2023. Final divorce decree, signed. I received the house $680,000, minus $340,000 mortgage, 75% of retirement accounts, $285,000. The $240,000 savings, the $87,000 hidden assets, full physical custody of the kids, $7,700 month in child and spousal support. Marcus received 25% of retirement accounts, his car. A contempt of court finding on his record, supervised visitation until he completed anger management. Total settlement value, approximately $950,000 to me, $95,000 to him. Kayla Morrison left him 2 weeks after the hearing. Turns out, she was more interested in the money than the man. I enrolled in a CPA license renewal program. I'll be back to work by next year. If you've made it this far, drop a comment. Tell me your city. Tell me if you've ever caught a spouse trying to hide money before divorce. Financial abuse is real. Underestimating your spouse is costly. And judges don't appreciate being lied to. My name is Amanda Torres. I'm 37 years old. I'm a single mom, a future CPA again, and the owner of a house my ex-husband thought he could steal. They thought I was just a stay-at-home mom who didn't understand money. They thought I wouldn't notice. They thought I wouldn't document. They were wrong. Primerista, Jedco, my kept records. I trusted my attorney, and I let my ex-husband make the fatal mistake of violating a judge's order the night before court. The verdict is always calm. The evidence is always thorough. And the judge always sees everything. Every transaction, every lie, every violation. Stay composed, document everything, and trust that the truth shows up beautifully in a bank statement timeline.